Get on up.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Joe Wentz Project TV on this live stream on this Saturday evening, October 22nd, 2022. All right. Man, I hope everybody's doing well. Man, I made it in here in the nick of time, I'm going to tell you. My goodness. I've been sitting here and had everything situated, and I had to step away for a minute, but we made it. We made it. We got a few people in the chat. We just got on the air, so it's early in the game. We'll address who we have so far. Mr. Michael Sullivan. Sully Dude in the house. What is going on, my friend? How are you doing? Do you still travel? I know you did that for a long time. You just traveled all over America and checking out different places and all that in an RV. It reminded me of something like Adam the Woo or something, you know. Oh, man. Let's see. We got Ralph the German Butcher. He says, hey, it's Fat Albert. Okay. Hey, man, I used to watch that show. I'm just messing. Quentin James in the house as well. Oh, man. Quentin, how are you, sir? Nice to see you, man. Nice to see you. Just to let people know, I don't know if you'd be interested in this or not, but if you'd like to jump on this live stream with me, there's a link in the description below. So if you'd like to jump on, click the link, and you'll be directed to the green room, and then we'll get you in here if you'd like to chit-chat about some stuff. I'd be more than happy to have you. And again, if you'd like to join, the link is in the description. All right. Very cool. There is Mr. Sullivan. He said, let's see, I asked him if he still traveled around in his RV. He said, I'm still in the RV currently in a friend's new house. You're in the driveway of your friend's house watching it until they move from another. Oh, you'll be heading to East Texas at some point. Okay. So, wow. Okay, cool, man. I was just curious because I know you were all over the place. Was that like a couple of years ago or something? I could be wrong, but anyway, that's cool, man. That's cool. That was always something that I wanted. I'd still love to do, even today. Well, I can't do it today financially, but maybe one day, and that's to get an RV. Nothing extravagant, of course, but, you know, it'd be fun, man. It's something I've always wanted to do in the back of my mind. I was like, man, that'd be great, man. Just get one of those and just go, me and my wife, and just travel. But, you know, that's something that's way off in the distance. Nothing in the immediate future, I can tell you that, because the immediate future, my second surgery is on the horizon, man. Halloween afternoon, probably early evening. I'm going to say the afternoon is my next surgery on Halloween afternoon. So it's that's what's coming up, but that's okay. I'm ready to get it over with. Absolutely, man. I'm so ready to get this done and get my life back so I can get back to work and just get things back in a normal rotation. Anyway, so yesterday was a busy day, but it was a great day. Fantastic. The German Butcher and myself decided to get together and play some music, and we've been planning this for a while, and we picked out some songs that we wanted to do, so we play. If you're not familiar with this channel or the German Butcher's channel, by the way, his link to his channel is in the description as well, the German Butcher, Ralph the German Butcher, and click on the link for his channel and subscribe, and you can keep up with what he's doing. But what we do is we play along with backing tracks and stuff like that because we don't have time to be in a band, and so we just do the backing track deal, and it's a lot of fun. It's I have a good time, man. I even do it. I've been doing the backing track deal by myself for a long time. Some people have asked me, where do you get the backing tracks from? I get them from karaokeversion.com. They'll run you like $1.99 a track, or if you want a custom track. If you're not familiar with that, people say, what's a custom track? A custom track is you buy the backing track and you can remove whatever instruments you would like, and so it's for me another $1, $2.99 is really cool, man. It's really cool. It's worth it. Scotty Too Hottie, what is going on, my friend? He says, we love you, Joe. We love you back, man. Thank you, Scotty. Thanks for popping in here, man. And there's Mr. Billy Shelton as well. Thank you, Mr. Shelton. Thank you, man. Thank y'all for hopping in here. Appreciate it very much. And it's awesome. Thank you so much. But what was I saying? The backing tracks. Yes, the backing tracks are cool, man, because it helps you learn how to play the song properly, or at least in that ballpark. Let's put it this way. If you screw up while playing along with these backing tracks, you're going to know, you're going to find out really quick because the parts that they have done, those are correct. Those are right. Mr. James Lyle is in the chat. Hey, Mr. Lyle, how are you, man? Thank you. Yeah, Mr. Sullivan, I'll get to your comment in just 1 second. I promise. I see it sitting right there, my friend. I'll get right to it. So the backing tracks are fun, man. I love that stuff. If you've never got any backing tracks from karaokeversion.com, give it a shot, man. There's a lot of apps out there now that they say you can upload any song and take away certain instruments, and that's all well and good, but man, karaoke version is just so much easier. You don't have to, it saves, I love it myself. I don't get sponsored by them or nothing like that, man. It's just a satisfied customer, and that's all. Edwin Crane in the house. What's up, Edwin? He's right down the road, not far from me. All right. He says, good evening, Joe. What's up, my friend? Edwin, how many guitars do you have? I know sometimes you play that Steve Vai Jim model. How many guitars do you have? I'm just curious. Let's ask that for everybody. How many guitars do y'all have? That's a great question. I would love to know that. Okay, let's get to Mr. Sullivan's comment. I asked him about traveling in an RV, and I remember he did that quite a while. Okay, he says here, I traveled a ton about 5 years ago on my first winter away, but then I just started staying in East Texas. It jumped on me. At some decent RV parks. Good, cheap living, and we'll come back to the Northeast from May to November. Well, that's very interesting. Very interesting. Wow, okay. That's cool, man. There is actually literally right down the street from us. You go right a couple of football links away, 200 yards, and you take a left, and then you go down, and there's nothing but woods around here. And there's a couple, I don't know if they have any kids or not, and they have this small piece of property they purchased, and there's a camper there, and it is you talking about a tiny home. This is a tiny camper, man. And I was like, is that a permanent resident? Which I'm not knocking it. I mean, but if they have kids, I don't know how people have any room to breathe in there. It's a small space, man. But, one or two people, yeah. But I think my wife said she saw kids there on the property. I don't know. Anyway, how many guitars do you have? That's the question that's floating around right now. I'm just curious to know if people would like to share that. James Lau says, hope you're feeling good. Yes, man. Right now I'm feeling great. It's been the recovery from the kidney surgery it's been really good, man. I mean, advancements in medical technology and all that are something else, So I'm feeling really good. So thank you for asking, Mr. Lau. I appreciate it. Appreciate that very much. Let's see. How many guitars do you have? Let's see. Edwin Crane on the board first. He says 10. My goodness. 10 guitars. All right, man. That's great. James Lau's up next. How many guitars do you have? He says 3. That's great, too. Nothing wrong with that at all. Nothing wrong with that at all. I mean, I'll talk about my first guitar in just a second. Ralph the German Butcher chimes in. How many guitars do you have? He says 11. That's awesome, too, man. That's great. Which I know that for firsthand, because that has to do with the story for this evening. Hey, man, Mr. Frank C. He goes, hi, Joe. Hope you're well. Thank you, sir. We're doing good. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate your kind words, man. Thank you. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, how many guitars do you have? That was just, I always love asking people that question that love guitar and love to play. We got this old stoner. He chimes in with, how many guitars do you have? He says 3. That's awesome, man. Fantastic. That's awesome. Now, it goes from how many guitars do you have to how many guitars you want. No, I'm just kidding. We'll stop it. But yeah, my first guitar is actually hanging up back here. It's not the same one, but it's the same style and same color. And I found it on Reverb earlier this year, which is this white Memphis right here. It's a 86 Memphis Strat, and this is the one that I got Christmas Eve of 86. And really, man, now that I have this guitar, or this style guitar back in my possession, I guess, not, now that I'm more advanced with playing and understand stuff a lot more than when I was a teenager with guitars, this guitar, it's number one, it's really heavy. That is a heavy guitar. But the components that are in it, the electronics, and everything are pretty good, and it still sounds good to be an 86 model. I found some older gentleman selling that off Reverb, and I don't know if he had it all this time or if he bought it from somebody, but so I got it from him, and then I found this one, which is the same exact guitar as this. It's a Memphis Strat as well, mid-80s, and you can see, of course, it's red. That's the guitar that Ralph the German Butcher had. He had that guitar right there. So on Christmas Eve of 86, we both got guitars at the same time. I got the white one, and he got the red one, and I just happened to look up on Reverb, I don't know, man, a few months or so ago, and I put red Memphis 80 Strat, and it popped up, and I said, oh, man. And I want to say it was in a pawn shop. I can't remember what state. And so, yeah, got that. So both Memphis guitars right there. That's just a part of my youth, man, right here with, of course, Ralph the German Butcher. And we spent many of days tinkering around on these things when we were teenagers. We didn't know what we were doing. We didn't know how to tune. We didn't know nothing. But that's where it all started with these guitars right here. These and these were considered beginner guitars in 86. You get a beginner guitar nowadays, and it's not going to be that great a quality. Maybe, I don't know. I haven't really investigated it, but I've seen some beginner guitars, and they look pretty cheap. But things have changed. You can get a decent guitar for a few $100 nowadays. I said, how many guitars would you want? Edwin Crane says, 100,000. Oh, man. This old stoner, he says, all of them, awesome. He says, you take all of them, all he can get. And Edwin says he also wants a string factory for his guitars. That'd be smart. Yeah, absolutely. And that's You know, it used to be for Christmas, I would always ask for strings and picks, and I had to specify Diodario gauge 9, right? Because if you just said electric string, one year I got a pack of acoustic strings, you know, and I say like this because it came in a big pack, and it was like 10 sets or 15 sets, and I said, that was a really sweet gesture, but I don't play acoustic, man. So I still got a bunch of them lingering around here somewhere. Acoustic Diodario, they're nice, but I need electric guitar strings. So, you know, I had to make sure to specify that. And then for the past couple of years for Christmas, I say, you know what, just give me a Guitar Center gift card, because we got Guitar Center here in town. So, and that works out a lot better. I can just get what I want. And we also have Mr. Dave Randalls in the chat. What do you say, Mr. Randalls? How you doing, man? Thank you. Thank you for chiming in. Hope y'all stick around. So, back to the story. Yesterday, I went to Ralph the German Butcher's house. Now, let me preface this story first, Lou. It's not like he's just right down the street, you know. Used to be when we were kids, but nah, you know, not now. So he's like, I gotta pop my finger, sorry. He's like an hour and a half away. So we have been planning on getting together for a while, and I said, look, man, we'll go ahead and do this Friday, which was, of course, yesterday. And I said, because my surgery's coming up, and when that takes place, I'm not going to be able to do anything, really. I'm going to be down and out again for a while. So he said, okay. So I got all my stuff, I took 2 guitars. I had a pedal board that I got in a pedal board carrying case back there in the back that I use if I go somewhere and jam. Because all these pedals right here, this stays in the music room for if I want to play live on here or something. Anyway, basically the same thing. It's just a more compact setup on that pedal board. So I took that, the mixer, this table which you can't see that the mixer sits on, and I said some cables. I also took my wireless unit, which is made by a company called Xvive. Can you see that? Is it going to focus? Anyway, it's Xvive, and this is amazing wireless unit. If you're not familiar with these, and if you get one of these, you put one in your output jack of your guitar, and you put another one either straight into your amp or into the beginning of your pedals. You know, like what you'd normally put a guitar cable, you'd put one of these. One's a transmitter, one's a receiver, right? And I took the wireless unit, and I got it. This one I've got. Look. Here's a cheap one. I don't know why I even still have it. Here's a cheap one I found off Facebook. I don't even know the name. Rowin, Rowin, something. I don't know. And it was like $75, and you get like 25 foot away, and the signal starts to cut out. But this Xvive here, I think Rockin' Dave Byron has the same wireless unit. Okay, and I got it from Sweetwater. This I think it was like at the time like $150. I don't know what it is now, but man, I charged this thing up, or these 2 wireless units, charged them up, and the German Butcher and I played for like 3.5 hours solid. And these things were fine for the 3.5 hours. I was shocked. I was like, man, that's amazing. And so yeah, get your money's worth out of the Xvive wireless units. I was really, really shocked that it lasted that long. I figured after like an hour and a half or 2 hours it would start to die, but it didn't. So I took that and packed everything up in the car, and took a couple of cameras, zoom cameras, and made the trip out there to Ralph's house. And I got there, and he helped me unload. We got everything set up, and we had a number of songs we were wanting to perform and record, make videos and stuff. And so we were we ran into a little, not really technical difficulties, maybe you could say that, but some little things here and there, trying to get things straightened out. And we finally got everything right, how we wanted it. And then by that time, our window to do the videos and everything was really small. So it was like, okay, man, we get a couple of these songs. And I was like, are you cool with that? Just getting 2 songs? He's like, yeah, that's fine, man. I don't care. So I was like, all right, cool. So we did that, man. And we played, and it was a blast, man. It was a blast. So it's one song's from the 80s, and one is, I want to say, from the 90s. So it was great. We had a great time. That video is coming up soon on this channel. Stay tuned. Don't, be on the lookout for that. And we had a great time. Ralph's music room or studio, whatever you want to call it, is really cool, man. He's got lights everywhere. He's got guitars everywhere. His drum kit, it's really cool. And so I had him. I had a camera angled just toward him because I didn't want us to be in the same frame. I said, let me just have one camera on you right over there, and I'll have one. I'll stand over here about 15 feet away over here and have my camera on me. He said, okay, yeah, cool. And what I was going to do, or I was going to try to do, I don't know if you're familiar with OBS. It's like a streaming app or whatever. I don't know what you call it. But if you're kind of familiar with OBS, you can use 2 cameras at once and stream that way too. I was going to just record using the OBS app on my computer and have the cameras linked to the OBS and just record the session that way. But it for what we were doing, I was like, it's not going to work. I mean, I could have done it, but the audio quality wouldn't have been what I wanted. It was just because when you stream live and when you're playing, I find anyway, you can only get a certain level of quality as far as the audio goes. At least me anyway. But if you pre-record, you can get a better level of audio quality, So I was like, well, I done drove all the way out here. I don't want us to get some, shady audio recording. I want it to be the best we can get, So we went that route, and I'm glad we did. Because it turned out to work in our favor. It really did. In the chat, we have Mr. Falcrow. What's going on, my friend? How are you doing, sir? Thank you for being here in the chat. Hello, he says to everybody. But yeah, it was a blast, man. And if you haven't, I know this is my second video today on YouTube. Usually I try to do one every other day, or maybe twice, 2 days in a row, rather, like on the weekend or something. But if you have not seen my video from earlier today, I got the Pink Jackson, all right, from Guitar Center. When I went to Guitar Center a while back, there was a Pink Jackson that was hanging on the wall that it really caught my eye. I mean, and I was just like, oh my God. And so if you haven't seen that video where I go to Guitar Center and I see the Jackson and I played it, but I put it back, because I said, I gotta get out of here. And a couple of days later, whatever, I looked on Guitar Center's online on their site, and I said, I wonder if they still have that guitar. And it said, when I tried to look it up, it said that you'd have to pre-order it. And I said, well, I knew it was there. And I said, well, I know how to find out if they still have it. So I hit the pre-order button, and I went ahead and submitted a payment, right? I said, well, if my payment doesn't go through, that lets me know that it is on pre-order, and because they won't charge you anything until the item ships. And I said, so if I wake up tomorrow and it says, I get an email from Guitar Center in Greenville, and it says, your item has been shipped. I know that it was there, but I was like, how come they didn't show it on their site? It kept saying it wasn't available. You had to pre-order it, right? So I put in for the order, and sure enough, the next day I get an email, and it says, your item has been shipped. It will arrive in like 2 days from now. And I was like, well, it was there. And I knew that was the same one I played because I could just, you just can tell. And the only thing that I can't understand about Guitar Center here is they don't have the whammy bars on the guitars. So when they shipped it to me, guess what? I didn't get a whammy bar. Luckily, I had a spare back here in the back room. I had a spare. And when I went to Charleston a few weeks ago, I went into that Guitar Center. That same guitar was hanging on the wall, that pink Jackson. I'm not making this up. And guess what was on it? A whammy bar. They had it. It was on there. All their guitars that required a whammy bar, they had them on there. But the one in Greenville, there must be a high theft of whammy bars in that store. Because if the guitar has a Floyd on it, the whammy bar is missing, and they either put them in the back, or they put them in a drawer, or they toss them in the trash. I don't know. But when you order a guitar from there and it's got a Floyd, you're not getting a whammy bar. Not from Greenville, South Carolina Guitar Center. They're going to shaft you on that, buddy. They will shaft you on that. And it did me. And I was just like, what are y'all doing, man? I mean, come on. Falcro says, what's he saying? Yes, the Pink Jackson. Yeah, man. I love that guitar, man. I've played it a few times already, and it plays great. I mean, for $5.99, you can't go wrong with that Jackson, man. Just like the German Butcher says, that's why he loves Jacksons, because when he gets a Jackson, he knows what he's getting, And, they got these new USA Jackson Soloists, I think that's what it's called, that's out now, and those things go for like $2,500 or something. I was like, why am I going to pay $25 or whatever it is, $2,800, whatever, for a Jackson Soloist when you can get a EVH 1978 that's modified and relic and everything like Eddie's had on the first album for $18.99? That's a pretty easy comparison. Jackson, what are y'all doing, man? What are y'all doing charging all that money for a USA? That's ridiculous. Thank you, man. Thank you, Mr. Wells. Appreciate it. He says, congrats on the new axe. Thank you, man. The Ralph the German Butcher, he says, yeah, the Pink Jackson is amazing. Yeah, man. It's I took it with me to his house yesterday, and he opened up the case, and he looked at it. And I have it in I have that Jackson in a LED case, hard shell case. So when you open the lid, it's got an LED light built in, and it just, it just shines down on the guitar, and it looks like angels are presenting you with this wonderful, beautiful instrument. So he looked at it, he said, whoa, man. And I said, pick it up, man, and hold it. And once he held it, he said, yep. He goes, yeah, it's awesome. He said, I could see this on my wall. I said, I bet you could. Oh, man. Let's see. Mr. Wells says, you bought a Walnut Gibson SG today. It ships out Monday. Well, congratulations. New guitar day for Mr. Wells. That's awesome. That was the, when you heard the angels above, that was the guitar gods shining down upon me. Yes, yes. Yeah. We got Mr. Sullivan with a comment. Let's see here. The only place I've ever got everything that comes with something I've bought is Sweetwater. All of it requires is a checklist or keeping accessories in the same box each guitar belongs in. I would love to go to that main store, Sweetwater. Where is that? I've seen Philip McKnight do a video where he went there to the Sweetwater's. I don't know, is that their only store? I guess it is. That place is huge. I'd love to go there just to look. Check it out. Hey, Mr. Dwight Bailey is in the house. Hey, Dwight, how you doing, man? Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate that very much. Hope you're doing good, man. I think Dwight's got quite a few guitars as well. Dwight, we were asking in the chat, how many guitars do you have? So since you're just now getting here, I will ask you the same question. And how many guitars do you have, Dwight? We got Mr. Terry Holmes. Hey, man. He says the Sweetwater is in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Thank you very much. I could not remember that to save my life. Thank you. Thank you, Terry. And welcome, man. And Terry, how many guitars do you have? Or, I'm just curious. Yeah, Gussie says, yeah, Dwight has a killer collection. I've seen on Facebook where he would showcase some of his guitars, and if I'm not mistaken, he's got a silver. Well, I'm pointing like mine's still hanging. I done put it back in the case today, but Dwight has I believe he still has an Ibanez Joe Satriani Silver Surfer, and when I saw that. Sometime back, that caught my eye. I said, ooh, I haven't seen one of those in forever. And Dwight, he had one. Dwight says, got right at 20, just got a Jackson bass guitar. Now it makes it 21 guitars he has. Congratulations. That's awesome. That's awesome. Hey, Dwight, the German Butcher says he loved your last tune. He loved your last tune, man. Keep rocking out, Dwight. Keep rocking out, man. That's awesome. That's awesome. Oh, Falcrow asked that's really a good question. You know, because when you order from Sweetwater, and I've ordered a few things from there, quite a few by now, and they send you a little bag of candy, a little plastic bag of like, I think you get like what is it? Some, oh my God, some hard candy, peppermints. And then you get like a couple of Tootsie Rolls and then some like sweet tarts or something. And anyway, the Falcor says, oh, I wonder, do they give you candy right there at the store? Like they include when they ship it to you? That's actually a great question. I would love to know that. I would love to know that because if they do, they go through some candy. I mean, if they give candy to people that just come in there, or I would think if somebody buys something, that's what I would think. If somebody bought a guitar. Now, when Philip McKnight bought that guitar, I didn't see him give him no candy. So it might be just when they ship something to somebody. But if they did, man, that'd be a lot of candy they'd be spending money on. My gosh. Okay, let's see. I asked Dwight Bailey if he still had the Satriani Silver Surfer. His answer, 10-4. I got the Silver Surfer too. That's awesome, man. That's awesome, awesome, awesome. Let's see. He says, thank you very much to Ralph the German Butcher about his new tune. Says, thank you, Ralph, very much for listening to the new tune. Oh, we was talking about Sweetwater, and do they give out candy when you visit there? And I said that would be a lot of money they'd spend. And Falcro agrees. He goes, right, my thinking exactly. That's see, that makes me want to go to Sweetwater just to find out. You know, just say, hey, man, do y'all give out candy here? They're probably looking at me and saying, this guy wants to know if we give out candy here. Jesus, how sad is that? That would be sad, wouldn't it? That would be sad. My God, that would be. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Dwight Bailey chiming in with another update. He says that he also has a Jackson Randy Rhoads V and the Silver Surfer as well. Yeah, that's You got some guitars, man. That's some money racked up in guitars, Dwight. And don't you have like a guitar safe or something? Man. Let's see. The Falconer said that would be a great gag reel, going to Sweetwater and asking for candy. Can I help you, sir?
No, you got some candy?
That would be messed up. They were like, get that dude out of here. He ain't spending no money. He wants some free candy. What's wrong with him? Oh, man. Thank y'all for being in here. We got Mr. Bozique in the house. Hey, man, how are you doing? Bozique. All right. Hope you're doing well, my friend. I hope you're doing okay. Bozique, do you have any guitars, man? Bozique saying hey to everybody, which is really cool. We were asking people, Bozique, in the chat earlier, if you have any guitars, how many do you have? And we've got anything from 3 to 21 to 10 to whatever, you know. Holy smokes, that was a quick response. Bozique, he chimes in with 17. Wow. That is awesome, man. That's amazing. Bozique, what is your what's your favorite kind of music that you like to play? Everybody. What's your what's the kind of music do you love to play on your guitars? What style? Do you like classic rock? Do you like metal? Do you like I don't know. What do you like? The thing that gets me is when I look on YouTube and you see a lot of these. What is that new style? Ralph asked you this on your interview. Was it? Oh, I can never remember the name of it. Where these young kids are playing and they're all over the place. And Steve I was in their video, and it was great, man. But it's real busy. You know, there's a lot going on there, and I can't get on board with that type of music. I guess because I'm getting old. So what type of music do you love to play with your guitars, man? We got, I think Falcro chimed in first, so he gets some Sweetwater candy. Just kidding. He says, blues and classic rock. Oh, you can't go wrong with that. That's a winner all day long. Bozique, he chimes in with the kind of music he likes to play. And he says, 80s hard rock most of my life, and been getting into 70s classic rock and contemporary blues lately. That's awesome, man. I love all that. I love all that, man. Oh, man. And let's see here. BB Made, hey, man, how are you doing? Thank you for being in the chat. Oh, okay. Anybody can help BB Made with that? He wants some help on some modelers. Anybody can help him with that? That would be great. Man, I know when I first got my first, well, this will be different, but my first interface and all that, man, I was lost. I was lost as I could be. I didn't know what to do, and it took me forever. Man. Oh, I got to plug in my computer. Ooh, it's about to go dead. I'm glad I saw that. Man. Oh, yeah. Let's see here. What kind of music do you like to play? The dog. Hey, man, what's going on? I didn't see you there till just now. The chap jumped on me. Hey, man. The dog post says rock and roll before 1977. And I think Dwight said he liked metal, I believe. Let's see here. Let me scroll down. I'm trying to keep up here. Oh. Wait a minute now. Hold on. Wait a minute. Bozique. And FYI, for a guy who's a hobbyist and never played in a band or live, 17 guitars is overkill for a non-pro. Nah, man. There ain't nothing wrong with that, man. It's what you love, right? Yeah, nothing wrong with that at all. Nothing wrong with that. BB Made, hey, man, he says, Joe, I hope you are feeling better. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. BB Made, a great blues player. Let's see. Yes, Ralph, that's the name of that. I guess that's the name of the band, or yeah. I can't hardly read the screen. Is that Polyphia? Is that it? That's that new group, I guess, that plays just, I mean, it's mind-boggling, but it's just like so much going on. I mean, I'm sure y'all have seen this on YouTube. Man, they have millions of views and hundreds of thousands of that young man that's always putting out videos. He's incredible. I'm like, how do you play like that? And it seems like every few years there's somebody pushing the envelope, which is good, but that's just out of my age bracket, man. It's just out of my age bracket. Bozique's trying to help BB Made out with a comment here. Oh, he says, BB Made, I like the Yamaha THR-10X and the Boss Katana for home playing. Here in the house, I've played through a Line 6 Helix several times, and it sounds professional. Yeah, that's wow that you say that, Bozique. I have the same amp sitting right there, the Yamaha THR-10X. It's not. I haven't played it. Oh man, it's been sitting there collecting dust. I cleaned it the other day. That's bad. I brought the duster in here and I said, man, I need a dust. This is awful in here. It just, and I looked on top of that Yamaha THR-10X, and it's like a army green, if you will. It was covered in dust, man. And I was like, oof. So I had to go, and but that was I played that amp for quite some time. And then I got the, you can barely see it right there, is the Boss Katana 100-watt head that my wife got me about 4 or 5 years ago for Christmas. And man, that thing sounds incredible to be a solid state head, man. I'm telling you. BB Made replies to Bozique. He goes, thanks, I have a Spark, thinking of something like a Helix, just not too sure. Wouldn't mind live streaming. Got a nice little spot for it now. There you go, man. There you go. That'd be awesome, man. Bozique says there is a cheaper version of the Line 6 Stomp that sounds good too. Yeah, there's all kind of things out there now, man. That it's very surprising that you can use if you want to live stream and try to get a decent sound, your audio and all that stuff. Just be sure and have you a mixer, have you a interface, have those two things and learn how to work that stuff and do some test runs, man. Get on your channel and go live, but make sure it's unlisted and just play. Once you got stuff hooked up, play for like a minute and a half, and then cut the live feed off, and then let it upload to your channel. The reason I say only play for like a minute and a half, so it won't take long to upload to your channel. And when you want to listen back, plug your earbuds in your smartphone and listen, and you'll hear the quality that the audience will hear. I did so many test runs, man. I couldn't tell you. I'd spent a whole day doing test runs when I first learned how to go live and try to have a decent audio setup. I did a bunch of test runs, and it paid off. It paid off. Mark Tanner, what's going on? He says, laugh out loud. Don't ask me how many guitars I have. Oh, come on, man. You can tell us, Mark. How many do you have, man? I'm going to guess. I'm going to say Mark. I'm going to say he has 20. Just guessing. The dog chimes in and goes, my THR-10X is a fun toy, but it's a toy. I generally use real tube amps or I don't play. I love the Yamaha THR-10X, but I have to agree with Dogpa on a certain level there, because you can't hook up nothing to this amp. You can't. I was like, can I take this and hook it up to my cabinet? And they was like, no, it'll mess things up or something, and then you have to have this special cable. Or I'm like, come on, Yamaha, what are you doing, man? I mean, why are you going to do that? Where you got to spend more money to get some fancy cable where it has the right ohms or some crap, I don't know, so you can use it in a live situation. But I don't know if they've fixed that since. I don't know. I haven't played that little amp. It sounds great for what it is, but I agree, man. It is almost kind of like a toy. I mean, you can stream live with it. I did, a few years ago or so. It will work for streaming live, and it's and you can dial in some really good tones too. Let's see. The Falcro says there are many good modelers and amp sims now. I personally use Neural DSP. Archetype, and okay, Rabia and Nolly. Okay, cool. Yeah, there's, like I said, there's all kind of stuff out there now. Let's see. Let's see if I can scroll down. This thing's jumped. I was getting ready to do this. Oh, man, we got Brother Michael Smith in the chat. Are you kidding me? Brother Smith, what is going on, man? I haven't talked to you in forever, man. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing good, man. I got to say, he posts the funniest stuff on Facebook, though. I said, where does he find this stuff, man? Michael Smith, such a nice human being, down to earth. We used to talk quite a bit back in the day, late at night when I'd be coming back from the beach, and I don't know if Brother Smith was a night owl or if he just was not working that night or whatever, but we used to talk some, and that was always fun, man. It was always fun to have a conversation with Michael Smith, man. I kind of miss that. Oh, wait a minute. We asked Mark Tanner how many guitars he has, and I said my guess was 20. His answer? Over 30. Over 30 guitars Mark Tanner has. My gosh. Mark, when did you start buying guitars, man? Good Lord. Oh, man. Oh, my goodness. That's amazing. Amazing. That is a lot of guitars, bro. Damn. That is really cool. Oh, man. I'm trying to keep up, folks. Thank y'all for being here. I really appreciate it. BB Mate. Yeah, that's one amp I have not tried, man, is the Spark. I've heard a lot of good things about it. Isn't that the one that you your app on your phone to dial in the tone on the amp? Something like that? I just, to me, that doesn't do anything for me. When I first, and I've seen a lot of YouTubers, I don't know how they're getting paid or reimbursed for this Spark commercial, but I was like, my God, man. It's like all these YouTubers would fall over anything to do a commercial for a product. I'm like, holy crap, dude. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I just think it's kind of funny, Everybody wants to be a superstar, so it's kind of wild. But I've not played the Spark. But I don't know. I love using pedals. I love using guitar effects processors. That Spark, I don't know, man, what it is about it. I just don't, I can't get on board with that thing. Man, let's see, the dog putt, here we go. He's got let's see what he's talking about. Oh my goodness. Interface, listen through my monitors, plus I feed a signal to a delay and back to the mixer. There you go. And to a headrush cab, wet, dry, wet. Oh, there you go. That's all right there. Michael Smith, what's up, man? He is, love you, brother. Love you too, man. He's a, man, good dude, man. Good dude. Has a big heart too, man. Really do. Yeah, Bo Zeke, see there? He's hollering at Michael Smith too. Yeah, Michael Smith's a good dude, man. He's a good person. Okay, he saw Bo Zeke. He says, hey. He's saying hello to everybody. Mark Tanner, yeah, I asked Mark Tanner, when did he start buying guitars? His answer, 1979. That's amazing. Man, I would love to go into a guitar shop from back then to see guitars and compare it to today. If I'd love to see some old footage or something if I could find. I'm sure I could on YouTube. It's just a matter of researching it. But the guitars they have today, compared to 1978, 79 is to me, I think would be a huge difference, Oh, man. Michael Smith, here we go. Let's see. What's he saying here? Let's see. Wait a minute. Let me just see. This is a great point. The Dogpa says, I have yet to meet a guitar player good enough to need more than one guitar. I didn't know it was going to say that. I thought he was going to say, I've yet to meet a guitar player that only has one guitar. I thought that's what he was going to say. So, oh man, good. Oh my goodness. No, man. Nah, people, they can buy many as they want, Dogpa, you crazy, man. All right, Michael Smith, you said, how many guitars do you have? That's one of the questions floating around here in the chat. And on the show, I should say. And Michael Smith says, I've got 23 guitars, got to unload a few to pay bills. Oh, man. No. Hey, I think we've all been there, man. I know I have just recently, not long after I went out for my medical leave, I sold 2 Wolfgang specials, believe it or not. And I had a white Peavey Wolfgang special that I sold, and I had a EVH branded Wolfgang special, the all natural or whatever they would say, and I sold it, and so they're not here no more. I had to do what I had to do. So I totally get it, Brother Smith. I totally get it. Yeah. I totally get it, man. That and I tell you, as I said in one of my other pre-recorded videos, I wasn't real familiar with reverb. I mean, as far as the selling process was, and I've always bought from there. And then I listed 3 guitars on my reverb store. 2 out of the 3 sold. The other one I took down because I decided to put on a different tremolo system. Now, I actually made a video about it. I just haven't released it yet. It's from, I don't know, man, probably a month ago. But sold the white Peavey Wolfgang specials. I knew it would catch people's attention pretty quick because that was a damn good guitar. Nothing wrong with it. And I put it up on Reverb, and when you have something for sale on your store on Reverb, this is just for people who don't know, you can look on Reverb, and you can see how many people have viewed your item for sale, and you can see how many people have taken an interest, right? And so I kept looking, and that white Peavey was getting a lot of attention, and somebody sent me a message about it through Reverb. And and he said, would you take X amount, whatever? And it was really close to what I was asking. And I said, hey, man, we'll just do this deal off Reverb, because I figured I was trying to get out of the paying fees. I'm just going to be honest. I'm just being honest. I was like, look, I need all the money I can get, And so he said, okay. I said, just pay me directly through PayPal, right? So he did it, and I got a box, and I learned how to do shipping from my house, like prepay for my shipping here. Another gentleman was kind enough to walk me through how to do that. Save you a lot of money at the UPS store. You save at least half the money. And so I learned how to do that here and print my own labels, shipping labels, and put them on the box and all that. And so the guy that I did the white PV Wolfgang, I sold it to him, and he paid me. And then I shipped it out, and I guess it was about a week later after I done shipped that guitar off, and I never heard nothing else from him. Usually you would get a message saying, hey, the person said, I got the guitar, everything's good. I never heard nothing, so I was like, okay, everything must be cool, you know? And so I hung on to the money for like an extra week or so, just to be safe. And I never heard nothing. I said, well, he's got to have it, because I got a notification saying it was delivered, and I said, well, he's got it. So about a week after I sold it, I get an email from Reverb, and I ain't gonna lie to you, I thought it was a bunch of BS. I was like, who the heck is sending me this? And it said, somehow they caught that, I guess because I posted it on my store first, and then I took it down, and then I sold it outside of Reverb. Somehow Reverb caught that, and which is fine, which is fair, because I wouldn't have sold it to begin with if it wasn't for Reverb, so I'm not complaining. And they either caught it, or the guy that bought it works for Reverb and he told on me or something, I don't know. Either way, it's all good. So I get this email from Reverb, and it says, there's been suspicious, we have reason to believe there's been some suspicious dealings or something, I'm paraphrasing, that you had an item for sale and you took it off and sold it, without letting us know or something. And for a few minutes, I was like, this can't be for real, right? This is, and I said, but man, it looks awful legit, so, and then they had a hyperlink, and it said, if in other words, if you don't believe what we're telling you, click on this link, dude. And I clicked it, and it showed what they were going to charge me, the fees, and it had my profile, had everything. And I was like, yep, this is legit. This isn't a scam. This is legit. Man, and they charged me, how much did I get for that guitar, that PV? It was, I got like $1,200 for it, and Reverb charged me, it wasn't that bad. They charged me $51 and some change, believe it or not. And I kept looking at my account, and I was like, it was like 2 weeks went by. I said, I guess they let it go, because I also had to respond to that email, because it said, we are investigating your account. So if you don't respond to this email, the investigation will move on to the next step. And I thought, good Lord. I said, apparently they know this has happened plenty of times on Reverb. I'm not the first person who tried to be slick with them. You know what I mean? And so I know this stuff. I mean, but it was the email was signed from some dude in some department that's his job to look over it. And so they charged me $51 and some change. And a couple of weeks later, they took it out of my account. And I responded to the email, and it said, you need to let us know that you have reviewed the terms and service or the terms of service for our site. And in other words, don't do this no more, man, or we're going to burn your rear. So I learned a lesson. And so if you sell anything on Reverb, you better follow through. You better follow through with it, man. They'll get you. Who was that says, we were talking about the Spark amp. I've gotten way off topic. I'm sorry. That's Mark Tanner. He says, I'm listening to you right now, Joe, through the Spark amp. You can control it through controls on the amp as well as the phone, which I like. See, I didn't know that. I thought it was strictly from your phone. Thank you for letting me know that. That's interesting. I wish somebody that I knew that lived around here had one so I could just try it out, but I don't know. Metal Mike, what is going on, my friend? How are you, sir? Let's give Metal Mike a round of applause. He said, what happened yesterday, Joe? Well, yesterday I've already touched on that, but I'll be more than happy to touch on that subject again real quick for you, Mr. Mike. I went to Ralph the German Butcher's house, and we played some songs, recorded, made some videos, and spent the whole day just jamming. That video will be premiering soon on this channel. Not premiering, but it will be released in the next day or two on this channel. And also another thing that happened that I let the cat out of the bag. If you didn't see my video I released earlier today, I got the Pink Jackson from Guitar Center when I went there, a few weeks ago or whatever. And so I got that now. And I took that to Ralph the German Butcher's house, the Pink Jackson, and that guitar held up great. And then I tuned it, locked the locking screws down, but I always replace all the locking screws on my Floyds that have the guitars that have Floyds rather, with stainless steel locking screws. I take the stock ones, I take those off and chunk them, and I got a baggie of stainless steel locking screws. I change them all out, and then that way you can tighten them things down. And sometimes it works good, sometimes you don't know. But that Pink Jackson did great, man. I tuned it once when I got there, and after all the dive bombs and everything, it still held. I was like, I can't believe it. I was like, usually you have to fine tune it a little bit. I think I did once, and then that was it. Let's see. Mark Tanner. Let's see. I know I'm going to be drawing a blank on some of these now. I went off on a tangent about selling guitars. On the whole, new ones are better, Joe, but 80s was interesting. Oh, you talking about the guitars? Yeah. We're talking about guitars and how many guitars do you have? Metal Mike, I'll ask you the same thing, man, because you just got in here. So for Metal Mike, and whoever else hasn't caught the question, how many guitars do you have, Mike, and what type of music do you like to play with those guitars? And I just love to see what people have to say, really. I think it's interesting. Let's see. I need to get current on the chat. Let's see. Wait a minute. What now? Oh, wow. Let's see here. BB May said he just sold a 1970 Fender twin reverb that he restored. A young college kid, cool enough to lug that dang thing around. Wow. That's awesome, though, man. Wow. I bet that thing sounds good, though. Man. My goodness. I've never owned a Fender twin reverb amp. I mean... Yeah, let's see. Hey, Steve Anderson, what's going on, man? He says thumbs up from him. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate that very, very much. Thank you for hopping in and saying hello. I appreciate that. Hey, there's Mr. Mitch Heyman. Say, Mitch, how are you, man? Doing okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Heyman. Are you still practicing, Mr. Heyman, or did you kind of just put that off, or I never heard nothing else from you, so I guess you didn't want to pursue any more lessons. Let's see, which is fine, man, which is no big deal. And let's see. I am trying to get... Oh, let's see here. Craigslist. I haven't sold nothing on Craigslist in forever. He says, always list on Craigslist. Never message details through Reverb about outside sales. Yeah, I learned that the hard way. I learned that the hard way. Mitch Heyman says he's doing good, man. That's awesome. Yeah, I learned that the hard way. Yeah, buddy. But, hey, it's all good. It's all good. Man, this thing, I was getting ready to read, and it just jumped. Why does it do that? Let's see. Okay, here we go. Now we found it. Mr. Heyman, he says, congrats on the new guitar. Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, the thumbs up, that never bothers me because people don't want to hit the thumbs up. It doesn't seem to matter what you, that's why I don't never say that on my videos. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the thumbs. I don't never do that. I think people have enough sense to know if they want to subscribe to your channel, they'll do it. You don't have to tell them. And if they like the video enough, they'll hit the thumbs up on their own. You don't have, every video I watch, people say that. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? People aren't that dense, man. You don't have to say that on every video. Just all kind of channels, people say that. And it don't matter what the subject matter is, guitars, cooking. It doesn't matter. Let me see here. BB Mate said that Fender 20 sold that college kid. He said the amp weighed more than that kid did. But he was like, ugh. That's funny, man. That's funny. But he wanted it, didn't he? Oh man, that's okay though. Maybe it went to a good home, I'm sure. Mitch Heyman said, Joe, I did a thing. Ordered a whatever that is, USB audio interface. Okay, all right. Well, good deal, man. Good deal. You want to try to improve your live audio sound when you're on your guitar or whatever? Is that what you're doing? I'm assuming. I'm guessing. I don't know. Hey, Wally in the box. What is going on, man? How are you doing? Let's give Wally a round of applause. Thank you for being here, sir. And I appreciate it very much. Man, I'm trying to get caught up here. I think I finally have. Man. Let's see here. Mr. Heyman, he says, the only way for me to remember the chord changes is to have it written out. There's nothing wrong with that, man. Whatever helps you, keep that knowledge. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. You got to start somewhere, You got to start somewhere, right? So what I'm going to do, if people will please allow this here and stick this out just for a second, I would love to play you one of the songs that the German Butcher and I did yesterday. All right, we did two, but I'm going to play one right here, right now. I've already got this uploaded, so hopefully we don't have to worry about internet being shoddy from another window being open here. I hope. I don't know. Here we go. Here's song number 1 from what we did yesterday. Like I said, I took 2 Zoom cameras, tripods, mixer, took the whole kit and caboodle, and it took some time to get stuff set up, and we had to get our sound dialed in with the mixer and all that. But we finally got it, and then the window of opportunity to get stuff recorded was getting smaller and smaller, and we didn't have a lot of time to begin with, but nevertheless, it was a great time. And so here we go. Song number 1. The second song will be revealed in the video that comes out probably tomorrow. Okay? And stick around. Let me know what you think. Here we go. Jackson.
Rock and roll.
That was from yesterday. And so we did 2 songs, like I said. So to see the other song, you'll have to wait for the video to come out, which will be more than likely tomorrow, I would assume. So yeah, man. Thank you all for watching that. I appreciate that very much. So it was a blast. Nothing like the great music from the 80s and the hair metal era, and even classic rock. I love that stuff too. That stuff is amazing. And it's great, man. It's a lot of fun. Thank you, everybody who commented while it was playing. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Bozique, Falcrow, Mark Tanner, Dogputt, Dwight Bailey, Wally in the Box, who else? Ralph the German Butcher. We've got so many other people that I know I'm leaving out here. Let's see. Mr. Mitch Heyman. Yeah, man. Yeah, man, everybody's been in here. Let's see if I can scroll up. BB Made. Thank you, BB Made. And Bozique. Yes. Michael Smith. Absolutely. Steve Anderson. Thank you so much. And let's see, did I say Falcro already? I can't remember. I don't think so. Metal Mike 5150, Gussie Wells. Let's see. Man, there's a lot. Sully Dude. Yeah, Sully Dude was in here. There's many more. Mark Tanner. Man, I'm losing place here. Anyway, you get the idea. Go ahead and head over to Fruitcake Tony's channel. He's live right now. And so if you're interested in watching some more live stuff, check out Fruitcake Tony, man. Mitch Heyman, I sent you an email. Okay, cool. Cool, man. There's Ralph the German Butcher. That's Wally talking to Dwight. Okay, cool. It jumped on me. There's Ralph the German Butcher. That's the man you saw on the drums. That was tight as hell. It was tight. That's badass, wasn't it, bro? That's badass, boy. Show him how it's done now, son. Oh man, I'm just playing. All right, folks. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Terry Hums, Wally in the Box, everybody. Thank you. And Ralph, I'll talk to you later. Everybody else, God bless. Have a great rest of the weekend. And man, don't forget to rock on. Have a great rest of.
This video was brought to you in part by Diodario XL electric guitar strings gauge 9 to 42, the only gauge for winners. Are you stuck in a dead-end life? Nothing to do? Nothing seems to work your way? That's because you don't have Diodario in your life. That's right, with Diodario, everything changes, from bad to good. Having a bad day? That new guitar is out of reach? But wait! With Diodario, anything is possible. Look at this brand new Ibanez. Diodario makes dreams come true.